The wind howled as Sarah, Jake, and Mia pulled up to the crumbling facade of Blackwood Asylum. The stories they'd heard about the place had both intrigued and terrified them. Rumors of patients who vanished without a trace, and whispers of madness echoing through the halls. But curiosity won out, and they were determined to explore. As they entered through the heavy, rusted doors, a chill enveloped them. The air was stale, and the faint smell of decay hung in the atmosphere. Flashlights flickered to life, illuminating the peeling wallpaper and broken furniture that littered the once grand lobby. "Let's stick together," Sarah suggested, her voice barely above a whisper. They ventured deeper into the asylum, each step echoing ominously. Mia led the way, her beam catching glimpses of old photographs on the walls, faded images of patients with hollow eyes, their smiles unsettling. "Look at this one," Jake said, pointing to a picture of a girl with wild hair and a vacant stare. "Creepy, right?" As they moved further down the hallway, they heard a low moan reverberate through the walls. They paused, exchanging nervous glances. "Did you hear that?" Mia asked, her eyes wide. "Probably just the wind," Jake replied, but his voice lacked conviction. They continued, descending into the basement, where the air grew colder and more oppressive. The sound of dripping water echoed, mingling with distant whispers that seemed to beckon them deeper into the darkness. Suddenly, Sarah felt a cold breeze rush past her, chilling her to the bone. "Guys, I think we should go back," she said, her voice trembling. But just as they turned, the door they had entered through slammed shut, plunging them into darkness. Panic set in. "What the hell?" Jake shouted, banging on the door. "Let us out." "Keep calm," Mia urged, shining her flashlight around. "There must be another way." As they frantically searched for an exit, the whispers grew louder, filling the space with a chorus of despair. Shadows flickered at the edge of their lights, taunting them. Just then, Sarah spotted a flicker of movement, a figure darting down the hallway. "Did you see that?" she gasped. Before anyone could respond, the shadows coalesced into a shape. It was a gaunt woman, her eyes sunken and her mouth twisted in an agonizing scream. She reached out toward them, her fingers elongated and claw-like. "Run!" Jake yelled, and they bolted down the hallway, the echoes of their footsteps mingling with the haunting cries of the asylum's lost souls. They stumbled into a room filled with rusted medical equipment, and Mia spotted a window. "Over there!" she cried, rushing toward it. They pushed against the heavy frame, but it wouldn't budge. Behind them, the woman was advancing, her breath ragged and filled with anguish. The air thickened with dread, and Sarah could feel a presence wrapping around her, pulling her back. In a frantic moment of desperation, Jake grabbed a rusty metal rod from the floor and swung it at the woman. "Get away from us!" he shouted. The rod connected, and the figure let out a bone-chilling wail before dissipating into mist. "Now!" Sarah urged, and with all their strength, they pushed against the window. It finally gave way, shattering as they clambered out onto the ground below. They lay there gasping for air, the moonlight casting eerie shadows over the asylum. As they scrambled to their feet, the door they had escaped from swung open, revealing the dark interior once more. "Let's get out of here," Mia panted, and they ran, not daring to look back. As they reached the edge of the property, they turned to catch their breath. The asylum loomed behind them, silent now, but the whispers still echoed faintly in their minds. Later, as they recounted their experience, they couldn't shake the feeling that something had followed them out. Every night since, Sarah would wake from a nightmare, seeing the woman's anguished face in her dreams, forever trapped in the asylum's grasp. Months later, they learned that Blackwood Asylum had been closed for years, the patients long forgotten. But in the darkest corners of their minds, they all knew one thing. Some places should remain untouched, for the spirits within them never truly rest.